Alright guys, so the XMAXX broke. Big green gorilla broke. Let me show you guys what broke on it. Alright. So pretty much nothing broke. This little shaft right here, it got bent and it came out of the housing right there. So we need no parts. We need to put that back together and jam it up. If we do need to get something, it will be this control arm right here. But other than that, no problem, guys. And I'm gonna have to carry this guy. All right. But I broke everything on this body. This base of the body came apart. Everything cracked back there. Well, some of it has been cracked, but I launched it today, guys. I really launched the XMAXX. And we're done for the day. Alright, let me disconnect my battery. Alright, I'm gonna have to carry this thing to the car. And that's about it. And we'll do a lot of maintenance on this truck. I'm gonna check the bearings and probably replace the bearings. Alright, so let me put this back together. And we're gonna head back home. Looking to get another body. I guess something custom made, alright? Really liking the orange color. Alright guys. Taking a turn one by one. I'm a little tired. And the XMAXX broke in the park. It really didn't break. The stud in the bottom came out. So that's what I'm gonna be fixing today. And like I said, guys, if you're into the hobby, if you want to get into the hobby, you're gonna be able to do all this stuff. Very simple stuff. You gotta put your mind to it. Alright? Take off the tire. Use the tire as a host. And you see this? This little guy popped out of there. And it got bent a little bit. Took a really big impact. So let's put this. Let's let this thing hang right there, right? So we need to get that stud back in there, which is not a big deal. This little plastic, it just popped out of there. It must have taken a big impact and it just bloop out of there. Let's cut this plastic off. Alright, make it flush. Alright, so all I need to do is get a tool to remove this little fella right here. There's a screw right here, and the shaft goes in this way. And this thing goes in, shaft goes in, and the screw goes in. I do have a little washer on this. This has broken on me before, not broken, it came apart. And let me just show you. Let me take the camera on this side. All right, so if you look at right here, you got this little screw which is blocking the way of that little stud from there. It had something similar down here. Let me grab my light. Can't see really well. Alright, so this is the one I was talking about right here. So all it's doing is blocking a little bit of spot for the stud from coming out. The other side is doesn't have a big enough hole, so you can't travel through it. Same thing here. So it really didn't travel through it. It just out of there. These are a little flexible. You see that? It must have popped out of there. So it had happened to me before, and the screw is not the best thing. So if you make a little mechanism like I did right here, it's gonna block the view and put the screw through it. Alright, so I'm gonna take off that screw, take off this stud. I'm gonna hammer this stud to be straight. My light died, so it's okay. I'll charge it up, and we'll put it right back through it, and that XMAXX will be back in business. Alright guys, my battery had died earlier on the flashlight. Not the flashlight, my shop light. So, but I went and got me two while we was charging that thing. This is size number 2, T2. All right, and we're gonna remove this little guy from right here. Like I told you, I have done the repair on this before. You're not gonna see this on your XMAXX. this little washer type mechanism. All I did was got me a little piece of metal and I put a hole right through it. You can even get a small washer, and that's gonna block the way of this shaft from coming out, right? So let me remove the shaft. Very simple. The shaft is bent a little bit, so I'm gonna take a hammer. I have a hammer right here. You're not gonna see me do this. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap this and I'm gonna straighten this out, right? I'm gonna do it on the floor where I have a flush floor. Not bad. And I should be able to put this thing right through here, right? Just like that. And it's gonna go right through the spindle. But make sure you get your axle in position, all right? And get this thing right there. Use gloves if you need to. I usually have gloves on, but today I don't. So it's gonna be a little stiff, long as it can move around. You see that? It can move around, that's perfect. All right. Even the shaft that I'm using, I lost my shaft in the park. This little rod right here. All right, I lost it in the park and never found it. So I made that out of some type of screw that I had in the shop laying around. All right, it's gonna be very difficult, not very difficult, but you have to maneuver this around to find the hole on the other end. So just manage it somehow, some way, guys. There you go, it snaps right in. And the XMAXX is back in business, all right? And now we need to put the screw in, but we do need to find the threads. Once you find the threads, we catch one or two. We're gonna tighten this little guy. No matter which way this little guy goes, the little washer mechanism I did, it's gonna be covering the hole and not allow that shaft to come out this way. The reason why it came out, I must have had like pushed this spindle really hard to tire, and this thing opened up and bring, it will come right out. Right, guys? So the repair is pretty much done here. Not a big deal. And all you have to do is take this tire, put it back on. All right. No longer need the tire under the truck. Take your little tire. Well, not little big tire. All right. Take your lug nut here. Put that on. If I had tools in the park, I would have fixed this truck up on the spot. 5 minutes. All right, so the XMAXX is fixed, ready to go back in the park. All right, and that's it, guys. Handyman, that's what you need to be, a handyman. All right, have some tools and you'll be on your way with the RCs. All right, guys, thank you, subscribe, and bye-bye.